Alrighty, good afternoon everyone. This is Bram, and this is my first video for Unit 1 in Dr. Mays's German Religious Histories course. First of all, I want to apologize for my voice. I'm still sick, so this may be somewhat difficult, but I'm going to try my best. Alright, so for this week, for the writing assignment for the ball is in your court section, um, I really want to talk about just a list of things that I noticed that really helped me learn more about the time frame, the time period, the structure of Protestantism, and so forth. And essentially, there's four main sections that I want to talk about, and those are origins, historical time periods, some of the sources, and then uh, perceptions or concepts that aren't necessarily straightforward, that I've noticed, like correct and incorrect conceptions, basically. Okay, so starting off with origins, right? When I was focusing on this section, I really thought about the origins very heavily. So concerning like Martin Luther, for example, um, when we were watching the documentaries with like the life and development of Protestantism, I'd say it was very interesting to um, to realize that the origins of the Protestant Reformation did not necessarily start with Martin Luther. Like he definitely bolstered a lot of the movement, right? Like the movement probably would not have been as successful without Martin Luther, but Protestantism in general was not his idea, right? So that was really fascinating for me, because as a World War One history major, I always like to see what are the beginnings, how did it start, so on and so forth. Okay, but moving on to the historical time periods, I liked splitting up the the information on the Protestant Reformation in the time periods, and as Dr. Mays has already split up each question by time periods, that really helped me learn more. So, like beginning with the 1400 to 1520 before Martin Luther, and up to his posting of his 95 Theses, 1520 to 1576 with the Reformation versus Reformations, meaning that the main Reformation was sort of created by a bunch of mini Reformations. And then 1570 to 1650, the influence on the Holy Roman Empire, Protestants versus Catholics. Um, that section was particularly interesting to me because I love studying a war and the 30 Years' War, especially from Germany's perspective, and like I think it was Frederick the Great's war. I remember that from my German courses. How it changed Germany forever afterwards. Germany hasn't been officially a nation yet until the late 19th century, but anyway. And then the last couple things are with Brady, the PBS documentary, the DW documentary, Wandell. I noticed how all of those sources really work together, right? Of course, they all provided their own distinct analysis and interpretations of the events themselves, but I really loved how those four really, worked together. And then, yeah, the last one, correct and incorrect conceptions of present day people concerning the time period. I just remember my perception in high school, learning about this. I learned it by event after event, right? So it all seemed like it all kind of came together one after another. It was like subsequent or consecutive or whatever. And it's not how it was, right? Between 1400 and 1650, right, that 250-year period, a lot happened, and they didn't happen one after the other necessarily. So that was very interesting to me. So the speed of the events did not happen subsequently. That was something that was very fascinating. But anyway, that's about all I have for this first unit.